Oh,
Hey, man,
hey,
doing some neck exercises there. What's going
yeah,
on?
little neck yoga, stretching out here, just trying to decompress. It's been hectic.
Okay. Yeah,
How are
lot
things
going
going with
on.
you?
Well, I was having trouble seeing you at first because I was looking through this and I was like, oh, that's right, it's my placard for third place that I mentioned to the southeast that Dom won't have one of these yet to add to my trophy collection. You lost the shoe. I've got the football, and now I got my cornhole third place trophy here. Looking pretty sweet. I don't
Southwest
know.
is not taking the.
Oh, the shoe's still there.
We
Oh, I
still,
wait.
but it's going with Southwest. That it's Southwest's.
Listen, I have an AI engine that can scan that for authenticity. That may be generated. I'm just gonna throw it out there
Nope,
now.
nope, it is
Okay,
legit.
there's an asterisk next to that shoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have to. I'm going to make one comment because I'm not much of a cornhole player, but I
Yeah.
noticed you went to Philadelphia to play
Did.
cornhole. We'll see what happens if you come out this way.
Listen, as president, as you know, I had to roll and help unveil the first ever, but I will gladly come to Southwest and entertain. Although I don't think I'm eligible to get any more of these, so I will
I
just
don't
play
think you have
for
to worry
fun.
about that.
The competition's that thick in Steeler country. You're saying, okay, I see how it's going. A lot of good stuff, but yeah, school's interesting, man. It's the month of May, a lot going on, and as I told the speech I gave my students, I said, listen, we're in the process. We have a JA Biz Town, so we're doing stuff to get ready for that, which is a cool field trip that we do. But I had to talk with the kids. I said, listen, not all the teachers may be this real with you, but let's just be honest. It's beautiful outside. I said, you don't want to be here. Your teachers don't want to be here. But we have to be here, and there's things we have to cover to get you ready. So I'm going to do what I can to make it fun for you. I need you to do what you can to make just this environment great, and we'll all get along, and they laugh, and we do our work. But like sometimes they just, listen, we're people too. We don't live here throughout the night. We like to enjoy getting home, doing different things, playing cornhole, whatever the case may be. Yeah, so it's always interesting during this time. Give those little pep talks.
We've had rain. In fact, my meme was for the start this week, our first full week of May, because we're done at the end of the month. We have 3 days of keystone testing plus makeup. So I'm like, April showers, bring more May showers. It's like that's what's going on around here. It's like constant. So we have had a couple nice sunny days, which kids have been antsy, but usually it's just everyone's that dreary gray, just plodding through. It's like one of those foreign films you see that filmed in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I know. I'm just welcome to Pennsylvania here.
Yeah,
bundled up in the morning, and it's you got the fog, the whole deal, and then you're like shedding layers, and you're like leaving, and you're like, why did I even have a jacket this morning? And you're walking out sweating, walking to your car.
I haven't had to wear the coat. I'm going to jinx myself. I haven't had to wear the coat or the jacket. It's been warm enough in the morning. A little bit of fog, a little bit of of dampness, but no jackets. So I'll take that as a major plus.
That's not bad. Yeah, this weekend, Saturday was so chilly around here. Like literally, just had a real light fire in the fireplace going. We're watching. Nice. Now we're binging through the main Cabin Masters and watching that, and we're like on Airbnb and Zillow looking up. Let's move to Maine. About 9 years till retirement. I'll move to Maine. We'll see. Oh well, a lot to talk about, a lot going on. But you know what? You're here. I'm here, and I think the calendar said it was Tuesday.
It is. It's odd because we're the 7th, but it's only the first Tuesday of the month.
I know it's been crazy because April went a little longer, but we're at the first Tuesday of the month, so I think it's time for
the PAECT pod.
Let's roll it. Welcome to the PAECT pod, a show for educators by educators. PAECT is a 100% volunteer-run organization that focuses on educational technology use in the classroom in Pennsylvania and beyond. My name is Eric Verno, the true honor to be the president of PAECT, and with me tonight, as always, my co-host,
Dom Salvucci. I'm the vice president of PAECT.
All right. Well, today we are on episode number 52. I jokingly said, for once, two Italians finally have the longest show title ever. May brings Remake Learning Days to PA with PDE. So we're going to be talking a lot about the Remake Learning movement, the different things that are going on throughout the state. It's really awesome. A lot of cool stuff going on. It's just neat to see that growth that's been going on there. And some exciting stuff.
It has been, I'm working with them as an ambassador. There's a bunch of teachers and there's students. Last year, now we have our spill some tea here, and a little spoiler
Ooh.
alert.
Cool.
We have some guests that can talk about this better than I can, but I almost knocked my water bottle over here. That would have been bad. Talking with my hands, they're off camera, but I'm still talking with them. They had student ambassadors last year to go to the Remake Learning Days events and kind of promote what was going on, use social media to archive, if you will, and show what was going on at these days. And this year they have parents and teachers, and I volunteered to do that and attended some webinars. And they're up over, I believe, 800 events, not just in Pennsylvania, but they're around the United States, and they have some global events going on too. Plus, they have virtual events and they have the in-person events. I just missed a great one. Ed Camp Grove City College was this past weekend, but 'tis the season. Softball starting up. I was up at the field volunteering, getting the field ready for the games, which we won our opener yesterday. I got to throw that in there. Shout out to my team. I'm an assistant coach on my daughter's team, so it's been busy, but there's a lot going on, and the calendar is full on their website.
Well, listen, here's the deal. You and I can talk a lot about everything,
or
anything. It's always important to bring in anything. And it's always important to bring in people that are smarter than us to have those conversations. So I think it's time we pull in the guests that you've spoken of, and let's kick off with our guests. Here we go. All right, Miriam and Laura, welcome to the pod. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate you having us on.
Yes, great to be here. Thank you.
All right, Dom, as always, when we have the guests, I'm going to let you take over with this. Go ahead, buddy.
So I'm going to start with Miriam. If you can, just give us a little bit of background about yourself, how you got involved with Remake Learning Days, and go from there.
Sure. My name's Miriam Kraus. Currently, my day job is all remake learning days all the time. I'm an educational contractor, but my background's in informal science education and early childhood. I've spent time working in museums and environmental education centers, out-of-school time organizations. And I learned about remake learning through their network many years ago, and I really admired their vision and their commitment to bringing many partners to the table when talking about learning and education. So I was excited when the opportunity to support Remake Learning Days as it grows across the state.
Nice. Laura, would you like to give us a little bit of background about yourself and what your job is?
Sure. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Western PA folks, and I've been a teacher. I was a teacher for 22 years and taught just about every subject in business. And I also worked in special education and moved on to the Pennsylvania Department of Education in administration and career and workforce readiness. So I learned about Remake Learning Days with my own research in trips to Pittsburgh way back. I noticed many maker spaces and festival concepts in general. And I started researching and I learned about Remake Learning Days. And I thought it was the best thing ever. Bringing families together, having fun and learning. Let's turn this into career readiness. So this has been a passion and an effort. So glad to share more today.
Good. Where did you teach at? Real quick question, because I'm through my notes.
I taught mainly in the Harrisburg area. So
okay.
I moved from Pittsburgh out to Central PA, and I've lived most of my adult life here after graduation. So lots of school districts, Central Dauphin, Mechanicsburg, Newport. I've learned a lot from the many districts I was in what they did in preparing learners. So nice.
Good to have another people with Western PA roots. It kind of gets under Eric's skin because, but though you have ties to his area, his neck of the woods, as we say.
Absolutely. It's a big state,
Yes.
You gotta love everyone. It's like the yearbook. Everybody gets a turn.
And Patty Duncan's giving a reach out to talk about Maker Faire. Used to be her favorite event, and saying hi to you, Paul.
So we get to the heart of the matter in this episode with Remake Learning Days. You have Remake Learning, the organization, then you have the Remake Learning Days, which are events held by the organization. that's just a general overview. If either of you would like to go deeper and give a more intellectual discourse on those two terms, we'd appreciate it.
I can give you some background. So Remake Learning is a network. It's a peer-to-peer educator network for educators and innovators in the Pittsburgh region. And it started back in 2007, kind of as pancake breakfasts, where they had, like classroom teachers sitting next to out-of-school educators, sitting next to folks who worked in tech. And they were just having conversations about how education was changing because of changing technology. Smartphone had just come out. It was, things were just changing in the way that kids were learning and the way that people were teaching because of those changes in technology. And then that network grew, and it started to kind of have lots of different initiatives and different programs. And one of the things around 2016 they realized is that they were doing a really good job of connecting with the educators and the innovators in the Pittsburgh region. But we all know that parents are kids' first teachers, and they were, really struggling to reach out to parents. And so Remake Learning Days came out of the idea of, let's reach out to the families, to the parents, because those are the folks who are our kids' first teachers, and they're the ones who inspire kids to become lifelong learners. So Remake Learning Days came out of that, and really, while Remake Learning Days is a festival, Remake Learning itself, we don't put it on. It's all of the wonderful event hosts across the state who put it on. And those are folks who've decided they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of the educational community. They want to be a part of the conversation. They want to, share the great things that they're doing at their organizations. So we have over 900 events this year across Pennsylvania, which is super, super exciting. And all of those are being put on by different event hosts who are, inviting families into their organization to show off what they're doing.
That's fantastic. So I know from the one I was wrong. I was about 100 off, which I apologize.
No, that's okay. You might have gotten
the
800 number was probably about a month back, but we've just been adding ever since.
Now, where can they find these events?
The best thing to do is to go on our website at remakelearningdays.org, and there's a Find an Events tab. So you'll see the Find an Events tab right up there on kind of the upper right-hand side of the page, and then there's also one right in the middle of the page. And that'll take you to our Find Events page, which allows you to search a whole lot of ways. You can search by your area. You can search by learning theme. So if you want an outdoor learning event or an arts event for your kid, you can search by age groups. So if you want something for a preschooler or for a high schooler. And then one of my favorite ways to search is by accessibility needs. Remake Learning Days we find it really important to make sure that everybody finds an event that works for them. So if you scroll down, you'll find the accessibility needs right at the bottom there. So if you need something that's wheelchair accessible or has surface animal friendly, we can find events that are just for you and your family as well.
There's a lot of ways to search, a lot of events. You see the interactive map. It's not just a PA event, or not a series of PA events. Looking at the map, they're all over the place.
Yeah, we have 900 events across PA, but we're almost at 2,000 events across the world. So we have 7 festivals across Pennsylvania, but there's also 6 other festivals within the U.S. Badgerland, Wisconsin. I'm not going to remember all of them. There's a whole bunch in the U.S. And then internationally, we have Christchurch, New Zealand, Doncaster in the United Kingdom, and then Uruguay is the last festival. And we also do pop-up events where there's not a large festival, but 1 or 2 organizations want to do a Remake Learning Days event, and so we support them in having that in their area. So on the West Coast, we don't have an actual festival, but there's 1 or 2 event hosts who want to show off the great work they're doing, and we're there to support.
That's I was looking through the website. You have the planning guides and tips, the news and updates, host information. The regions. This is something new, isn't it?
I don't believe so. We've had regions
Have we had
regions
okay?
since we started, but
Oh,
yeah, we have 7 regions across Pennsylvania, and each one is working in slightly different ways to kind of grow their festival. Our deepest roots are in Southwest PA, where we've got over 350 events in the Pittsburgh region, but we have festivals going on in Northwest PA, up in the Erie region. We've got a group down in Philadelphia. I'm in South Central PA, which goes from kind of Somerset County all the way over to Lancaster. And then we've got Central PA, Northeast, and then North Central is our newest region. They had 0 events last year, and they are up to, I think the official number is 79 events this year, which is fabulous. Went from 0 to 79 all in one fell swoop, which is great.
yeah, it's growing in leaps and bounds, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back to, because I'm juggling screens. Let me pull this down here for now. We'll come back to it
Sure.
here in a bit. So I'm jumping from screen to screen and tab to tab. PDE is involved with everything. Laura, how did you get involved? You talked about getting with Remake Learning, but with the Career Ready PA, how is that being brought in to Remake Learning Days?
So Pennsylvania is unique in that we are the only state in the country that requires schools to teach essentially career readiness by acquiring meaningful experiences and artifacts. It's not a test grade. It's something that they're doing, and then they reflect on how that might teach them about a career and what employability skills that they may use. So because of this, schools are required to have career portfolios. During the pandemic, it was challenging for schools to get students out. So talking with the Remake Learning folks, we were lightly involved in the festival. We're like, well, why don't we just make a challenge? Let's provide opportunities for kids to go to these festivals. And we had to do it virtually at the time. And when they go, we'll have them do a digital artifact online. And you can see it online yourself. There's just click and register and do the artifact. So the idea that we can provide meaningful experiences in live events now has made it really grow. So, what you were saying earlier about, fun in May, learning is fun. And if we are constantly just telling kids things, they don't learn the same way. Neither do parents or families. But if you immerse children and families in events where they are learning new skills and talking to people in different fields, that becomes an experience where they can say, hey, I learned that a farmer doesn't just farm, he flies drones. And that was really cool when we learned about technology and we talked about it. And we're going to click on that step 4 and complete our digital artifact. If a school registers for the backpack challenge, which is the challenge of getting 100 artifacts from your students, they then can win a banner, and that is the challenge of the Career Ready PA Backpack Challenge. So Career Ready PA are those 10 regions. There's a liaison in each region that supports career and workforce readiness. We support the festival. So the department really saw the value in hands-on experiences with families, bringing parents in, learning about different careers. And it can be anything from a park ranger to a patent scientist to a farmer. We partner with agriculture and state parks. It's just been an opportunity to learn. And like, for instance, today was the Discover Ed kickoff, where you have kids all over the state of Pennsylvania virtually connecting to create a catapult challenge. And you compare that to global work that they might do in the future. They're already learning communication, critical thinking, planning. And then when it's all done, they have to tell us about it. So we make them accountable. And that accountability and those artifacts is part of the point and mission of really, I'll end it with what's in your backpack, career readiness, artifacts with employability skills, and most of all, fun. So it's really important to have hands-on learning. If you think back of people in your life, you can remember those experiences. And in those experiences, they sometimes help you know what you might want to do. And learning happens everywhere, as Miriam had said.
So if a school, there's incentives for the schools to sign up, but there's not if they don't sign up, they can individual students can still participate, correct?
Yes, they can. It's a little bit more work on the back end, but we encourage schools to sign up because then we can award the banner to the school.
Okay.
But parents can still go and your kids can still fill out an artifact and we'll figure it out for you.
Okay. That's good to know. So we put the website up. We go back to this. RemakeLearningDays.org/PA-career-ready. So you can check that out if you're interested in that. We have the RemakeLearningDays.org, and we had that screen up earlier. So there's a lot of information to go through, and I'm stumbling over my keyboard again.
And just let me just say this real quick. I mean, this is awesome, but just so those people at home know, Laura here and there, her webcam's acting up a little bit. We're not kicking her out and bringing her back in, just so everybody knows that. But I believe her audio still works if we do ask her questions to share.
We wouldn't do that to Laura. That would be awful.
No. I've been booted a few times, but we don't boot guests.
Never.
I like to keep you on your toes. Where is she now?
All right,
Is it like, where's Waldo?
Exactly. A little bit like that.
I was going to say, where in the world? Where in the world is
yes.
Laura?
I like that better. Yeah.
Where in the world is Laura? Well, because
Remake
Remake Learning Days.
In the backpack.
Yeah. Remake Learning Days are global, so she could be anywhere.
It's true.
Yeah.
So we talked about, and some of these questions we already covered. How can families find Remake Learning Day events near them? Events outside of Pennsylvania. There's virtual events too that people can attend besides the face-to-face events.
Yeah, there was a great virtual event last week with this group from Antarctica. There's a group of scientists from Antarctica, and we were able to get a podcast with them, which was exciting. Our hope is next year the International Space Station, but Antarctica was really great this year. They were wonderful. They gave us a lot of great information. Kids were able to ask questions and learn about what they do down there in the coldest place on Earth.
Oh, that's neat.
Very cool.
What a coin toss. ISS or Antarctica? Let's see who's gonna win.
Well, we got Antarctica this year, so we were excited about it.
That is so cool. That is really cool. Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah,
I'll have to catch up. Are there recordings where people can go on and check them out down afterwards, or how does that work?
I know for that event there is a recording, but
Okay.
each event is up to the event host. So for virtual events, some of them are recorded and some of them aren't, and it's up to the event host which they choose to do. I know last year with that farm one that Laura was talking about with the farmer with his drones, I believe that one was also recorded because it was just super cool. I'm glad he recorded it, so it was so cool. So yes, a lot of them are, and then you can find them online and are able to participate in that way as well.
Awesome.
Nice. So, and that's the nice thing, because this is more of a grassroots with the community partners providing all these opportunities.
Yeah.
And when is the cut? I'm assuming the cutoff is, I've been wrong a lot so far in this podcast. I hate saying that because it's going to come back and haunt me when I go on the back porch and hang out with my neighbors. If they're watching, they're going to crush me. Is there a cutoff for when you could put events in? Because in the last month, we've had almost another 100 events or so.
We'll take events up until the day before they happen, but it really does help us to get them well in advance.
Okay.
So the cutoff on our website for the events that went into the brochures, which are virtual brochures that we've sent out across the state, they've gone out to many schools, they've gone out through our website and through lots of other organizations. But the cutoff for those virtual brochures was back at the very end of February. And that's because we have to do the whole all the work to take it from our website and put it in a lovely format so that it can be PDF spread out and emailed out to the whole state. So we do invite event hosts to sign up early, and we do try to start that process even as far back as like December of the year before. We'll start looking for event hosts and getting people on the calendar. But we will take event hosts. You could put up an event that's happening tomorrow and it can go up on the website, and we'll support you in the ways that we can at this point. And mostly at this point, it's social media.
Yeah.
We're able to spread out, the good work about what you're doing through social media. And you may even get an ambassador, because we still have some ambassadors who are still looking for some events to attend. So like maybe Dom will go to your event. And ambassadors, they put out promotions about the events they choose. They go to attend the events, and then after the event, they also put out an event summary, a wrap up. This was the exciting, cool, wonderful, the thing I learned about at the event. They put out something like that. So there are ways we still can support at this point, but definitely the earlier the better for getting events on the calendar.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm just brainstorming in my head as you were talking. If you're not certain, because I know some people, I've talked to people that should try this event, and the same thing happens with a lot of PAECT events that we run. People have ideas, but they're afraid of putting it out there because they're not sure. They don't want it to, I don't want to say crash and burn, but they don't want it to not be good.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea, you could always run like a trial run. It might not get a lot of attendance because it's late into the season, but give it a shot, run through the process, and then set it up for a full-blown event and get more people next year by putting it in earlier and getting it in the brochure and on the website sooner.
Yeah,
so you almost do like a trial run.
Definitely. Yeah, we're still taking events, so you can set up something for next week or the week after and trial run it this year, and you might not get huge attendance, but that's okay. And if you're just trying something out, sometimes you want it to be a smaller, more intimate group, so it's not overwhelming for you.
Yeah, that's great, and that's what I like, the grassroots driven, and it's spread out pretty good. I know whenever I was looking for events that we were going to attend, they're all over the place, and there's a lot of good ones. Hectic schedule, end of the school year, a lot of other events going on, but there's the outdoor activities, there's just the indoor activities throughout the week, the virtual weekends. There's a lot going on, so that's worth checking out. We talked about the ambassadors, and we just talked about how you can host your own events in the future. How would they get in touch with you? Would they just email you, or what would be the process of signing up, like saying, hey, I want to have a Remake Learning event?
Sure. If you're just trying to submit an event, right on our main website page, there's a button for submit your event here. And you can just click on that and it'll walk you through the process. We do ask a lot of questions because we're trying to help you advertise and get out your event to the world. Yep, you can see it right there in the middle, submit event. And that will, we ask for pictures and social media and a lot of background information so that we can promote you well. But once you get everything in there, it just goes directly to your regional lead, and they take a look at it just to make sure that it all makes sense. And so that we have some human eyes that have been laid upon it before it gets published on the website.
Okay, and then that link will be open, or is it shut down after the end of May?
I believe, and this is my first year with Remake Learning Days, so I've never seen that end of the festival yet. But I believe that we'll be shutting it down at the end of the festival, and then we will start it up again in the fall for the 2025 festival. Once we have dates and all of that kind of information for the festival next year.
So even if people want to just kind of jump in, sign up, and check it out, so they're ready for whenever this opens up in the fall.
Yeah,
it's a good way to pre-plan, because I know a lot of people, they like having all their ducks in a row. So that's something worth checking out. If you're thinking of having an event, you want to have an event, go to remakelearningdays.org, which is different from remakelearning.org, and check out what you have to do to submit the event. We have covered almost all of our questions, except for the 2 mandatory questions we have to ask everybody. So, Eric, do you have anything to add before we get into the tangents of our podcast.
Yeah, this Miriam or Laura could feel this one. It's just a thought, like, you look at the site and the plethora of activities that are going on. Obviously, Antarctica would be pretty high up there. But if each of you could think about one of the events that you thought was very interesting, unique, something about it that just like sticks out. It could be something that you did, whatever the case may be. We'll start off with Laura. Do you have one? Not to put you on the spot, but that kind of comes to mind.
Yeah, I think there's so many. And one of the things I think it's important to note is that, that there are badges on each of those events, if they're career ready PA badges, and there are ag badges now. But one of the ones that's really surprised me was 2 years ago, where it was a series of Ask the Scientists from Pittsburgh Patent Glass, PPG. And I thought to myself, it was virtual. It was during the pandemic. And our secretary at the time was only available on this one specific day. So I had to find an event, and it happened to be Ask the Patent Agent. And I thought to myself, I don't know, doesn't sound very exciting to me. I was a little bit worried. And everyone, we had kids in their high school kids. They did not stop asking her questions because they were all interested in inventing things. And that one sticks out in my mind. And it was a virtual, listening to a professional talk about patents and patent rights. And it just shows you that, there's kids are really interested in a lot more than you think they are. And other than that, I love some of the Meat Farmer Fridays, but I don't think some of the little events are great too. Just the ones you have in your schools. And I'm saying so many events, you ask for one, so I'll stop.
That's all right.
No, that's okay.
All right, Miriam.
All right. Well, there's a lot of events that I think are really super fun and exciting. But I think this year, the one that I'm most excited to go to is Learn to Fly with STEM in the Skies. And it's going to be happening at Penn Valley Airport. My daughter she's been wanting to fly, and she wants to join the Air Force. And so when I saw that this was going to be available, we're just excited. She's going to get to go on a flight simulator, like the Redbird flight simulator. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. There's like a wind tunnel and thing, and she's going to talk to the pilots. So I'm excited about that because it's something that she's been excited about for a really long time, but we don't have connections in that world, or, I don't know where to go to find her a flight school. But this is something that's free and available, and I'm very happy to be able to go take her to that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She'll earn a badge. Yeah, she'll get a sticker.
Yeah, and she can earn a badge with Career Ready PA from that.
I like it.
Yeah, because I know I'm going to jump in. I've seen some events. I know there's one in Northwest. I don't know if it's going to fit my schedule, but it's a bring your bike and go event. There's a couple that are dealing with flowers and gardening. I know they have the maker events. They have music events, different types of artwork events thrown in there. So there's a lot going on, no matter what your interests are.
Yeah. There's a mushroom hike this year. There's a really cool one that's like primitive fire skills and Adelan throwing, which I think sounds really cool. So all kinds of stuff.
Now, Patty Duncan asked, is there a way to help with events that someone else is running? Sorry if this has already been covered.
I would say the best thing to do is to reach out to the event host if you're interested in helping out with an event. So if you reach out to the event host, they'll be able to tell you if they can take some volunteers and if they need some support. And the other way to become involved is to become an ambassador. So I will still take one or two last few folks to become a parent or teacher ambassador. And you'll be able to go out and see some events and support them by putting them on social media and sharing the information about the events with your network, so that everyone knows that Remake Learning Days is happening, and so they can go and enjoy it with their families.
This is just a neat series of events, and it's every May, which is nice. So we always kind of block it off on our calendar as to checking things out. Now we've talked business. Now we're going to go into the tangent of two questions. as an educator or involved with Remake Learning or the Department of Education, what is your superpower in your career field? Let Laura go first this time.
Do you have to be a superhero to have a superpower?
Nope. It's just what you think gives you something you're really good at and lets you function well in your.
I'm good at making connections. When I see some valuable organizations and people, I'm good at bringing those people together and driving it along. So I drive those connections, and I think that's where my special power is, I guess. I like to see it. I like to see all the smart folks working. I don't have to do much; just bring them together, and they do the rest.
Well, that's a great power because you need collaboration, especially not just in the world today, career-wise, but we just need more collaboration, people working together instead of, butting heads and what else goes on.
I would say my special power, and Laura took my top answer, connecting folks. But the other thing that I think that I do well is to do the kind of background organization stuff so that when the event happens, the thing happens, everything goes smoothly. So all of that, like background, organizational, let's get all those details ironed out so that it can happen. That's a thing I do pretty well.
Nice. The organization and the planning and connecting, but you could have gone with your, building the collaboration network, because we would believe you didn't copy. That's, Eric or I may have just piggybacked on. Oh yeah, I agree with that. That's a good power. But you guys, we trust.
Good.
Okay, now this one is, if you could have any superpower, be it from comic books, movies, books, not even invented yet, what superpower would you want? We'll go with Miriam this time to start.
All righty. So I have been watching a lot of like photography videos lately of like really tiny things. So at this moment, I really want a superpower where I can zoom down and see like the mushroom that's this big, but in like really cool, incredible detail. So I want that like vision manipulation power, so I can still see normally most of the time, but like if I want to see super detail or maybe even see telescopically to the heavens or whatever, I'd be okay with that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a unique answer. No one has brought that one up yet. That's
all right.
Laura, your turn.
So this is a
No
tough
pressure.
one. I guess I have to go big on this one because I have to go back to my favorite movie as a kid, and I kind of aspire to this person. And she's not a traditional superhero, but Mary Poppins. And every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. And I kind of wish I had that spoonful of sugar. All right, spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, because we could use a lot of sugar around. So if I could give it somebody something that just makes them chill out and do exactly the way what we need to get done. So I guess that's what I wish I had, that magic potion.
That's another good one. I like that.
That is a good one. I like that. Yeah. What about you guys? What are your superpowers?
Oh man, nobody's ever turned the
I know.
the tables on us.
I'll let Eric go first.
So what? Which one am I answering? The superpower, is it growing a beard? Is it where are we at? Is it the superpowers that we would want? Is that what we're going with?
Yes.
I it really just has the fact that, like, when I grew up, I wanted to be an Air Force pilot. You got, now it's Maverick, but you had all the different shows and all the different, planes, whole deal. But I was always afraid of heights. So my superpower that I would want would be the ability to fly and not have to worry about the whole fact that I'm afraid of heights. You know what I mean? I want to be able to shut that off. So I would love to do that. All right, Dom, go ahead.
Yeah. See, I confused my honors class. I brought up that we were talking about flying and such as superpowers, and I said, but would I use it if I'm afraid of falling, or would I not be afraid of falling because I could fly? That was like the big conundrum I came up with my class, and it confused them. Leave it to me. Mine would be manipulating time, especially now because things are hectic. That if I could manipulate time for like pause it, run it faster, run it back for myself or anyone else. So like you're having a good day, you're in a good moment, you're with the family, freeze time so that moment could go on a little bit longer, then, you know, restart things. Or if it's in a patch of 10 days of rain, you can maybe fast forward a little bit so you get back to the sunshine and be able to get outdoors. That would be mine, would be some sort of time manipulation.
I like it.
All right, look at that. Good
Sounds
stuff. All right, listen, you got we gave you the rubric to grade us on that later. We'll accept that in
Yes.
the mail, and we'll see how we do. So, yeah. But way to turn the tables on us. Look at
Yes.
that. They're remaking podcasts, dude. They're going to start a new site. It's like
I know.
they're just switching it all up in everything they do. That's awesome. That's truly awesome. No, it's really good stuff. I will say that our school hasn't done much. I forwarded different information to our principals, our guidance counselors, our subject area leaders in my building today saying, hey, there's a lot of this stuff going on. You know, like I think the information's, you know, obviously like it started in PA, it's out there, but there still are different pockets that haven't heard about it yet, haven't utilized the resources that are available. And it's huge. And then, you know, and even our what I'm forgetting what his title was, but we had some different people from our district in our building today. And one gentleman was, when I first started teaching many moons ago, he was the one main counselor in the building, and he does work with our career ready, and he does different things. So he's like the upper echelon of like over the guidance counselors kind of a deal. And like now I'm like, I should have said something to him about it while he was in our building, because now hearing Laura speak of all the different things and all those connections, it's huge, you know. But a lot of cool stuff. So I do think, and you know, hopefully we could do our little bit to get the word out as well.
Mm-hmm.
You all are doing an amazing job in the site and everything that you have, and it's so organized and it's really user friendly. So that's really cool to see. So thank you so much for being here, for making Dom and I sound so intelligent on this theme of Remake Learning Days. So, and yeah, hopefully the festivals go well. When is it that they end? I forget that.
In Pennsylvania, our festival dates are the 2nd through the 22nd of May. We do have a few post-festival events because we always say yes to folks. If you want to put your event on our calendar, it's all right with us. And in other parts of the world, the festival is slightly different time frames. So on our website, the all of Remake Learning Days is April 20th, I believe, to May 30th. But in Pennsylvania, it is the 2nd through the 22nd.
Amazing. Great stuff.
Yeah, thank you for being on. Thank you guys for all you do.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for having us on. It's super exciting to be able to talk with your audience and share about Remake Learning Days.
Oh, it's definitely. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
I was just saying, maybe down the road we do a thing in the summer with 100 educators that come from across the state for a thing called KTI, and maybe it would be great to connect and figure out how we could do something to get these 100 educators to have a little bit of knowledge of the different programs that there are. Then they go back to their school, and that's one of the benefits of the program is we're able to, you know, we have them at Shippensburg University for the week. We're doing a lot of different things, and we can share that information. Then they're going and they're spreading out, going back to their home districts to share that information too. So that'll be something I think we'll reach out to you about doing something with that. Yeah. So that'd be really cool. And then also, again, keeping the career ready piece tied in. I definitely think that's huge. So thank you so much. Really appreciate
you being on and, you know, working with all of this, because it's well worth it for the kids and the families.
All right. So thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Good stuff.
Great information.
Yeah. So that's really cool. So a lot of awesome stuff there. So, you know, definitely great making those connections, Dom, and having them in to share and talk about it, and some awesome programs going on there. So that's really good.
Yeah. And you know, I've attended events in the past. Just, you know, taking my daughter there, gone, seen different things. They're great events. And there's a lot, like reading through the list of events, there's a lot going on, and some of them I wish were closer. You know that, but you know, it is what it is. But there's so many events going on around me, west, you know, because I'm like between Northwest and Southwest. There's stuff going on in both areas that you know, it's an easy travel. So I'm looking forward to it. Checking some of these events out.
Yeah. All right. So as I get some stuff here ready, it's a great transition into talking about events and highlighting some things going on in PAECT. All right. So we got the month of May. All right. Got some really cool stuff here. So when we go to our bit.ly/capitals PAECTE and then lowercase events, PAECT events, our May events, we got spring cleaning tips. Check out these tips, which will be posted by South Central all through the month to get your tech tip-top shape. All right, today, make your teaching pop with Canva. Virtual events hosted by the Northeast that we are currently missing. All right, and then we also have the look at this. Look at this.
I know.
Learning, PST.
I wanted to go to that one, even though I know there's other people there who are ambassadors.
Yeah.
That's a short drive from my house. I was looking forward to going there, but we had the pod.
I tell you, we just need to do a better job of blocking out that time on the schedule. We definitely want to have that. All right, let's see here before my battery on my computer dies. All right. May 23rd, we've got, look at this. Remake Learning Day Reflections, hosted on Zoom by our PD chair and our PD committee. So that's awesome. And reflection, I know we talk about a lot. Reflection's so good. Sometimes it's so tough to get that time in the classroom, but reflection is amazing to do when you can get it in. All right, so not only do we have our gamification and making your teaching pop with Canva, our Teachers First collaboration is going strong through the month of May. So they're unlocking literacy language tools for the science of reading is happening tonight. We've got 3 cool tools to build communication skills. And then we also have the OK to Ask Tech Made Easy with FigJam. And FigJam's coming on the scenes considering Jamboard is going bye-bye with Google. Yeah. So a lot of good stuff going on there.
It's kind of, I had to take a course on the science of reading for my district. It was mandatory for all. I think the state's making it for all English language arts and reading teachers. I'm certified in as a reading specialist, so I have to take it too. But our district had everyone do it as professional development for this year, so I just finished that course up. A lot of events going on. Check those out. I know, and we get into June. I'm bringing this up. It just came across yesterday. Southwest is having an event on that first Saturday in June. Check it out. It should be on the calendar soon. I got the email. Let me pull that up. Glows and grows. Let's pull that over.
Okay. Yep.
So it's going to be, it's kind of fuzzy because it's Saturday, June 1st from 1 to 3 p.m. Black Dog Wine Company, Steubenville Pike, Oakdale, PA. Opportunity to connect with fellow educators and discuss the glows and grows of this school year. Build a Lego plan of your choice. Win gift cards, Legos, and more. Limited space available. So that will be on the website soon if it isn't already. Check that out.
Awesome stuff. All right. So we got a little bit of tech news. We don't have our tech notes on the evenings when we have guests because we don't want to go too long. So I do have a couple things here, Dom. I know we didn't talk pre-gaming, pre-show to share, but let's see here. Add the new little go with our PACT Pod Tech News. All right. So our friend of the show and fellow Beards of ISTE hashtag aficionado Eric Kurtz has got something new that just kind of came out through his blog. He's doing a Level Up Your AI Knowledge Week of AI virtual PD happening May 13th through the 18th. So spot where you can register if you have any proposal ideas. All right. And then they're looking for sponsors, but a lot of cool things here. And they're definitely having some fun with their video and getting it to that 8-bit style, you know, near and dear to my heart, the whole Nintendo, time of year. So we've been in talks about having him on the show to come chat. But yeah, he definitely does some amazing stuff. So Eric Kurtz has us out there. So the website is www.weekofai.ai. So weekofai.ai. All right, something for you to check out. All right, so another thing, Dom, did you know? Whenever at school, whenever we do the "Did you know," it always goes, "Do you know the Muffin Man?" All right, we're gonna get taken down. One of my favorite bits. The kids just look at me, a bearded guy using a gingerbread voice. But do you know what this week is, Dom?
It was opening week for my daughter's softball team. We won our opening game.
Oh, it was the week following this victorious placard here for third place. But it's Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes.
A lot of really cool stuff going on around the schools. Our school took second place in the competition. So on a flatbed cart going down our main hallway were 40 pizzas delivered for our faculty at our school. And the first place team it was a local State Farm agent that ran the contest. And the first place team, the teachers, they rolled in a couple food trucks for them to be able to enjoy lunch. So we got pizza, they got food trucks, and I'm not sure what other places there were. So
nice.
But with it being so, I've always been a little bit geeked out on different blogs and websites, as we talked about my love of Feedly and different things. Mm-hmm. So this gentleman is known as the Freebie Guy. So he's got a website here, thefreebieguy.com/teacher-appreciation-week-freebies-deals. All right, he's got a lot going on with his website. But it has a lot of different things here from Applebee's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Build My Burger, Dickey's Barbecue, Dunkin' Donuts, Golden Corral. Let's see, Happy Joe's Pizza. So, it's a spread of different, more national chains kind of a thing, but different ways where you take your ID, you're going to get a 20% off here, a free app here, different things going on there. So, Moe's Southwest Grill's got something going on there, Noodles and Company. So a lot of different, different restaurants and stuff kind of, tipping their caps to teachers this week. So
nice.
Again, thefreebieguy.com. And then on this site, you can just do a search for Teacher Appreciation Week. So some stuff there I wanted to share. And although this is a great week to appreciate educators, did you know there's a site, Dom, that you can get yourself identified as an educator and then have access to teacher deals all year long?
I've heard of some sites like that, but I can't remember the name of the one I was thinking of.
Right. So this is a really good site that we've, every so often we'll check out, id.me. But if you get in here and you scan your badge from school, send it in, set up an account. They have some really good deals year round. One of the things I'll say was right around winter, right around Christmas time, there was this 50% off anything on this one section of, an Under Armour site you went to. Mm-hmm. And, so I was able to stock up on some different things. But a buddy of mine, he went on and he used his, Visa debit card, whatever, and he got, some kind of error or whatever, it wasn't working. In the end, it turned out he would type the number in wrong. But when he called Under Armour to find out what was going on, oddly, the customer service person, who Under Armour is based out of Maryland, argued with him for about 30 minutes because she said, even as employees, they don't get 50% off discounts. It's not a thing. 20, maybe 30, never a 50% discount. But through the ID.me site, there was a link. There was, again, right around that time, and he was getting some hunting jackets or whatever for his dad and his brother, just Under Armour hunting jackets, and was saving buku dollars doing it. But I thought that was interesting that, again, you go to the site, put your information in there, you'll get an email, just scanning through it. And again, maybe once or twice a year you might use it, but hey, it's not too bad if you can, save money here and there. So ID.me, update your badge. So those are three things I had as far as tech news goes. Not sure if you had anything, Dom, because again, I know we didn't talk about it. So
no, I didn't have anything, but I'm looking through that ID.me site, and it's interesting. I'm going through here, and they have up to 75% off cornhole trophies. The lower the place, the cheaper it is. Interesting.
Although
you find that on that site.
I hate Now his name's not on the back here, but we can go to JG Resig and ask him. We'll call out JG if this is a JG original. I just want to throw that out there. I do have proof that this was earned in a competition, but I'm sure the 75% off is good, and that's probably where you bought your shoe. Just to throw that out there. All right,
we earned that shoe several years in a row.
What they all say, Dom. All good. All right, sir. So we've got tons of stuff. Remake learning shared. Awesome stuff going on with tech news. Now, I didn't put this in the tech news, but just to tip the cap, I haven't combed through all the news, but there was a big Apple event today, supposedly new iPad Airs,
yes,
iPad pencils, things like that. So that falls right into Dom's love of Mac.
New chip, AI powered. They're using the upgraded chip. I know on your front, Microsoft's making some noise with AI coming forward. It's supposed to rival ChatGPT and Google. So there's a lot going on, and we'll
Google Gemini,
keep bringing that up.
For the record, I know I'm an Android guy, so I've replaced the digital assistant on my phone with Gemini, and it's able to do searches. It's able to do different things. Like it's given some pretty good information troubleshooting some things. With our stove was having an issue, was able to kind of figure out what part I needed to order, just asking the assistant kind of a deal, but yet it's pulling from that AI back end. So a lot of good stuff. And we used the ChatGPT you mentioned. We used that pretty heavily with KTI last year, in order to all the feedback we got. Every day we ask for feedback from the 100 teachers. So you get 80% of them, fill it out. But that's still 80 responses to 15 questions. And the ability to just copy that data from a spreadsheet, put into AI to say, give me a summary paragraph of this information that's given per question. Give me 5 things we need to work on. Give me 5 things we did well. And it spits that information out. You're able to kind of give it to a report to break down in the meeting in the evening, just on the fly. Boom. What did we get wrong? What did we do well? What do we need to do just to be able to pull it in? So there's, some cool ways to use it and pull the stuff in. So,
I try and stress that because we have a lot of teachers that are hesitant about AI, and you try and explain it's kind of like when Google came around, Wikipedia, things like that. But even just to try it out as like a grad assistant, I always use it like, here's information I have. Instead of me trying to sit there and type, because my typing isn't the best. I learned on the old typewriters way back in the 80s. And my keyboard skills have not improved. They've improved, but not to the point where I can zip through and type effortlessly without mistakes. So it's like, here's the information I have. Here's the questions the kids have asked. Can you type this up for me in a format with, open-ended questions or multiple choice questions? It gives me the format. All I have to do is go through, adjust a few things here and there, personalize it. It gives me the grade levels I ask for, so I can individualize it for kids at different levels. It's based off the information we've worked with the class that they found that we've worked with. So it's specific to the needs that we have, but it does the basic work for me, so I don't have to spend time doing that. I can work with the kids. So, even if you're just using it from that standpoint, it's a time saver.
Yep, most definitely. All right, man. We're hitting that magic time of an hour or so. A lot of great stuff shared. There'll be a lot more banter. We'll be, all the rookie mini camps, all the, the reporting for duty, so we'll have more Dolphins versus Steelers conversation to be had and shared. And as we head off riding off I think we're in that ballpark of we're shy of 25 days, very close, like in that 23 22 frame as far as days left of school. How about you guys?
We're in the teens, I think.
Oh wow.
I know, my daughter's school started later, and went out to eat last week at a local establishment, ran into some teacher friends of mine from her district, and they're like, oh, we have 24 days left. I'm like, 20, that's all. Like, what do you mean that's all? But they started a couple weeks behind us, but they didn't have long breaks this year because they started after Labor Day. They were doing some construction, and they're doing renovations at the school. So the next couple of years are starting after Labor Day and ending about a week after us. But we're in the high teens, low 20s. I try not to count down because then I focus too much on the how many days are left. I know like I have 3 days of testing next week. Keystones, I have to proctor all 3 days. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
But then after that, it's just working through stuff and working with the kids. Like you said, tell the kids we're almost done, but we're still not all the way done. Like just work with it, roll with it, and we'll get through.
That's it. Yeah. Working together is what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, episode 52. I think it's kicked and time ready to roll and move about. And another 2 weeks till we get things kicked off and exciting stuff on the way. So
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit out back, talk to the neighbors, and get a list of things that I got wrong and you didn't. Thank Eric for that one.
They always slanted towards me. I truly appreciate them. I owe them big time. Awesome stuff. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to May Brings Remake Learning Days to PA with PDE, PACT Pod episode 52. All right.
Special thanks to our guests, Miriam Krause and Laura Federici from Department of Education and Remake Learning Days. You guys were awesome. Thank you very much for being on and explaining Remake Learning Days to everybody.
That's it. And thank you for all those who listen live. And thank you for all of those who are right now walking your dog. Look left. Make sure there's no cars coming your way. Truly appreciate you. But let's also thank our sponsors.
PAECT would like to thank all of our sponsors. Venture sponsor, EduSpire. Corporate council members, ClassLink, Go Guardian, ClearTouch, and our gold sponsors, Sam Labs, Howard Technology Solutions, and Teachers First. We at PAECT truly appreciate all of your support. Once again, thank you.